Live from beautiful and scenic Houston, Texas. And Houston is where I live, but I'm not sure where all of you live. I'm glad that you've decided to join us. One of the beauties of this business is that we get to share this business all over the country and all over the world. This specific call is a North American call, and that means I get to share something that I'm very passionate about with each of you about my experience in Jeunesse and the experience of many others that I know in Jeunesse, and hopefully it'll resonate with you. Hopefully you'll look at it and say, gosh, I want to know more, and you'll get with the person that invited you to this call. This call is an anonymous call, and so I don't know who's on the call, and this gives an opportunity for people who may be associated with another company, people who aren't really sure what this is all about, to take a look at Jeunesse and see if it's something that could be for you. I know that when I was a kid, I had this thing called an Etch-a-Sketch. And it was a device that had two little wheels on it. You could draw these pictures on it, and if you didn't like the picture of it, you could shake it and you could start drawing it again. So I guess the first thing I'd ask each of you to do is treat tonight like an Etch-a-Sketch. Shake the screen and start a nice clear picture, and let me paint a picture for you. And if it's a picture that's pretty enough for you that you want to take the next step, awesome. If it's a picture that's not quite pretty enough, we'll get back with the person that invited you to this call tonight and see if they can paint a prettier one for you. Because Jeunesse is something that I'm really passionate about. One of the things I love about Jeunesse is that there are a ton of people that are successful in this business that come from all walks of life. I love the Horatio Alger stories, the rags to riches, down on my luck, and made something better of myself because I could participate in a company like Jeunesse. I love those folks that they had a big dream at one time and they kind of went numb and they kind of started doing the day-to-day things, and they stopped learning how to dream, and they sort of became, as Pink Floyd used to say back in 1979 in Rockstar days, he used to say, comfortably numb. The child is gone, the dream is dead, and I am comfortably numb. You know, some people get that way, and one of the things I love about this company is it allowed me to kind of think outside the box again. I'm an attorney. I've been practicing law for 30 years. My wife's a scientist for a drug company. She's a PhD in neuroscience and really smart and all that stuff. Obviously a profound judge of character by virtue of the husband she selected, but she's a really smart gal, and we had 5 kids and a big house on a lake, so we weren't the Horatio Alger story. We weren't the pick yourself up by your bootstraps story. We had a lot of material things before we ever got involved in this industry. And I, as a part of my law practice, I represented people in all walks of life. I represented people, everyday people who had been injured or hurt or wronged in some way, and I could step into their shoes and go try to achieve justice for them. I represented big corporations who were sued by people who believed that they had done nothing wrong, and I would step into their shoes and try to defend them. And it didn't really matter what the topic of law was. It was more the presentation of the case that was what I was hired to do. So as you might imagine, the breadth of my experience was quite broad. And so along the way, after, I don't know, 20 years of doing this or so, I represented some folks that were involved in this industry. This industry, my Etch-a-Sketch picture of this industry, it wasn't all that pretty. I had some preconceived notions about it. I thought, I don't want to be part of the NFL, the no friends list. I'd never want to be part of that where people would run from me if I came to them. And then I started learning from some guys that I represented who were wildly successful in this business. And they had tons of friends. And they had, frankly, more commas in their checkbook than I had, and they seemed to stay in their checkbook a lot longer than mine. And I had become a little bit numb. I'd worked really, really hard. I had a successful, robust law practice. I was one of the owners of the practice. It was McCormick, Hancock, and Newton, and we were, had several lawyers, and I was McCormick, so I tended to do better than the rest of the group. And so over the years, we'd realized a lot of success, but I also realized that I hadn't spent nearly as much time with my 5 kids as I would like to. I remember at one point working from Labor Day to Easter, and I took one day off. And the fact that I took one day off between Labor Day and Easter would automatically signal to each of you on this call that my priorities got a little screwed up, because Christmas happens in that window and Thanksgiving happens in that window. And unfortunately, the day that I took off was the Super Bowl, and so my priorities had really gotten kind of messed up. And when I started to acquaint myself with these guys in this business and how well they had done and how much time they had with their friends and with their family. And I said, well, maybe you guys are up to something. Maybe you're onto something that's really good. And so we represented those guys. We got some good results in the cases that we were handling for them, and next thing you know, I was getting calls from other folks around the country. I'd caution you at least to know that, hey, this is not a litigious industry. The reason I was getting calls from people all around the country on this kind of thing is because there's just not very many lawsuits in this space. So you're lucky to be approached by someone who's offering you an opportunity in a industry where there's just frankly not that many lawsuits, and therefore not a need for a lot of lawyers. But the ones that do distinguish themselves get calls from all over the place about it. And that's what happened to me. And so as I became more and more acquainted with the industry, I became more and more of a fan of it. Unlike most people, I learned this business at first through the courtroom and only later through the living room. But in learning it through the courtroom, I learned that it had a lot of virtues. I learned that there were a lot of people that were supporting this business. And I learned that people of real significance were supporting this industry. People like Bill Gates, people like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett owns 2 network marketing companies. I don't know if you know that. Donald Trump, your person who's running for the President of the United States, he owns 2 network marketing companies. People who are icons in industry were very familiar with this business concept known as network marketing. And then along the way, I got to acquaint myself with the company these folks were involved with, a company called Jeunesse. And Jeunesse is an amazing company, and I got to witness how this company had sort of changed the lives of a ton of people, and that was inspiring. And so when I got involved in this gig, I could look at the company, I could look at the industry. I had tons of confidence in the industry by virtue of the guys that I represented and also the icons in industry who were participating in this business. I learned to have confidence in the company itself. As part of my job as a lawyer, I do what's called due diligence on all sorts of companies. And so I'm hired frequently to help people evaluate business opportunities, and we look at companies that they're wanting to buy or sell or wanting to be a part of, and we do an analysis of those companies. And and I was, in this case, being hired to do an analysis of this company. And the ingredients in that kind of analysis is to look at the debt-to-equity ratio, for example. And do they have a lot of debt? Do they have a strong position equitably? We look at the product line. We look at the founders of the company. We look at their cash flow. We look at their past performance and see how they're doing. And then we make a recommendation to the client whether it's a good company to be affiliated with or not. And in this case, starting with the industry, of course, I've already kind of given you my thoughts on the industry and how strong that is. But when we look at the founders of the company themselves, one of the things I took great comfort in was the quality of these founders. Wendy Lewis, Randy Ray, and Scott Lewis are incredible individuals. Wendy Lewis is educated with a capital E. She's got 4 different degrees from Ivy League schools. Really an incredible woman. I've had several meetings with her. I've had social and professional meetings with her, and she's brilliant. And she's also established herself as a leader in this industry, having been elected as the most influential woman in this industry a couple years in a row. So she's truly amazing. Randy Ray is kind of the charismatic leader of the company. When he steps into a room, he kind of controls the room. His personality is ostentatious but still warm and loving. He comes from humble backgrounds, but he's achieved a lot in this business, and all of that is something that is inspiring. And then Scott Lewis is the Chief Visionary Officer, and as I mentioned, I got called to represent other individuals in this company. I also got called to represent some startup companies in this business. And when I saw those startup companies and the decisions that were made by the management of those companies, they often made decisions that would send a new company spiraling downhill. Between these 3, and particularly with Scott, there's been some amazing decisions that have been made by this company to allow them to succeed where no other companies have succeeded before. So, for example, I mentioned Wendy Lewis being the most influential woman in the direct selling industry for a couple of years, and that's pretty incredible. The company is also ranked as the fastest growing DS company on the Inc. 500 list. And that was in 2014. There are third-party momentum rankings that rank companies, and this is done by third parties, not by Jeunesse, They rank companies based on their momentum and how well they're doing. And Jeunesse has been the #1 ranked out of the top 200 companies in this industry, the #1 ranked momentum company over the last, I think it's been 16 months now, certainly 14, but I believe it's 16 months in a row that they've been the #1 ranked company in momentum. The company's revenue history has been incredible. They started out at $30 billion in 2009, and they doubled their revenue every single year. Think about that. That's 100% growth, at least, every single year through last year. In 2009 they began, and in 2015 they hit $1 billion in annual revenues. That's incredible. There are tons of companies that you would appreciate as being staple companies, companies that we look to in industry as being amazing companies: Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Google, Apple, those kinds of companies, and none of those companies reached $1 billion as fast as Jeunesse did in annual sales. That's incredible. They've won 167 separate awards through the Stevie Awards. Stevies are sort of like the Oscars for business. They've won 167 of them in their short history. And what's amazing about it, and I know this is a North American call, and I liken Jeunesse in North America to the Asian bamboo tree. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Asian bamboo, but the Asian bamboo has a seed that germinates, and the root system extends out, and there's no above ground look. You don't even see any growth that's observable in the first 5 years, and in the 6th year the Asian bamboo sprouts 80 feet in 6 weeks. And when it comes to North America, that's kind of what Jeunesse looks like, because Jeunesse began its march to all these accolades in the Pacific Rim and in other countries, frankly. And so in this country, in North America and Canada, and in North America generally, it's more like the Asian bamboo. You will find yourself telling people how to pronounce it and how to say it as much as you will describing the benefits of the company, because it's that new. So if there was ever a ground floor opportunity with a company that's financially stable, with a company that's got an infrastructure that's already well established, with a company that's got a debt-to-equity ratio that you can be happy to be part of, with a company that's got resources, that has accolades, has a whole bunch of things going for it, it's Jeunesse. And so we are poised in North America for that 80 feet of growth in that 6th year, just like the Asian bamboo. And this company hit $1 billion in 2015. It's going to be hard to double $1 billion, but we're looking at about 1.8. So gosh, 80% growth is an amazing thing in your 7th year. And as it matures, we're opening new markets every year. One of the things I loved about this company when we did the due diligence on it is that it was a global company. And why is that important? Well, a global company, if you remember from your high school history, there was a statement: the sun never sets on the British Empire. And why was that statement applicable to the British Empire? Because the British Empire was worldwide. So when the sun was coming up in one location, it was shining on a property of the British Empire, and it was setting in another location, it was still shining on a property of the British Empire. Well, similarly, in Jeunesse, when I go to bed each night, I know that there's a guy in Thailand that's waking up and working my business, and that's pretty cool. And when I wake up in the morning and I start working the business, he goes to bed and he can take comfort that I'm working his business. And that's true of the I think we're in 142 countries right now. We're getting ready to open a couple more huge markets in the spring of 2017, in addition to the companies that we already ship to regularly. And so I want a business that the sun will never set on. And right now I'm tailoring a business that's just that way. And one of the things I loved about this business is that when I did it, I was doing something that would allow me to be paid for work that I do today, on and on and on and on. And when I get to the part about the compensation plan, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But we know we've got a great industry. We know we've got great founders, because I've already talked about that. I've told you a little bit about the company, but what about the products? The products of our company, when you look at products generally, if you look at any network marketing company, or frankly any company, what you're looking at to determine whether the products are right for you is you want products that apply to all demographics. You also want products that you hopefully can talk to folks about that I call them anyway products, meaning they're already purchasing products like this anyway, so you're not asking them to add on to their monthly budget. What you're asking them to do is sort of switch what they're buying from other companies that they get nothing out of to buying from themselves so that they actually can earn some income from doing that. So you want products that apply to all demographics. You want products that they're purchasing anyway. And then thirdly, you want products that are called what I call notice line products. It's kind of a term of art in the marketing world. Notice line products are products that when you take them, that you notice an immediate difference. And Jeunesse has a suite of products, a smorgasbord of products that do all three of those things. So for example, when it comes to notice line products, the Nevo energy drinks, healthy energy drinks. First of all, how many companies can even say those three words in the same sentence? We can say the words healthy energy drinks because that's what we've got. Nevo is an outstanding product from a notice line standpoint because you take it and you feel an immediate burst of energy. That's awesome. The other products that are great notice line products, probably the greatest notice line product that I've ever seen, is the product called Instantly Ageless. And it allows a person to apply the Instantly Ageless product on, for example, crow's feet for women, or creases in the forehead for men, or any wrinkles in your face, or anywhere, frankly. And as you apply the product, within 2 minutes, the wrinkles disappear. Wow, that is incredible. I frankly thought it was a bunch of actors and actresses when I first saw the first video of that, so I had my wife do it, and it was so amazing for her that she created her own video. And it's truly the best notice line product in that category of products that I've ever seen. But I got to tell you, it does wear off after 8 or 9 hours for my wife, and I think they say 6 to 9 hours is kind of the window. And so you don't want to be the Cinderella when the carriage turns into a pumpkin, so you kind of got to go into the rest of the product line and identify ways that you can actually make those products benefit you long-term and permanently, and that's what the Luminous product line does. So the Instantly Ageless, because it's a great notice line product, is sort of the key to the door that opens the whole store of our skincare products. So that's awesome. When you talk about other notice line products, our weight management products, the Zen product line. When you get involved in the Zen product line, weight management product line, typically people will lose anywhere from 7 to 10 pounds in the first week. A really good notice line product line. That's pretty good. The AM and PM pills are terrific. They actually turned out to be my favorite products in the product line. And those, you feel an immediate boost in the morning and you sleep like a baby in the evening. And so those are outstanding products. And then we have products that fill other demographics. We all need to work with our antioxidants and make sure we have a sufficient number of fruits. The FDA says we're supposed to have 9 to 13 servings of fruit each day. The Reserve product fills that demand. The Affinity product is an amazing product. It's based on some science that won the Nobel Prize in 2009, and interestingly, my wife was actually lecturing on that Nobel Prize science clear back in 2009, so I still have PowerPoints on my computer, some of the lectures she had given about telomeres and how you how your telomeres lengthen or shortened over time, and how by preventing the shortening of your telomeres, you can actually increase your cellular aging and decrease your cellular aging and increase the longevity that you have. So the Affinity product is a really cool product backed by some Nobel Prize winning science. The system, when it all goes together, is called the YES system, and it's the Youth Enhancement System. Now, why is that important to each of you? Well, every day 10,000 people turn 65. The baby boomers are getting older, and over the last 5 years, the anti-aging market has grown 46%. So as a lawyer doing due diligence on this space within the network marketing industry, this space is really, really good. This product line is very good because women already buy cleansers. They already have moisturizers. Americans already take 82% of Americans already take multivitamins, and we've got multivitamins. The marketplace for weight management is a huge marketplace. It's a $10 billion industry, the energy drink industry. And so we've got products that are needed by people, products that are wanted by people, products that are of extremely high quality. And what I really like about our products is that they're backed by science. And when I look at at products from a scientific standpoint, I got to be honest with you. I'm an attorney. I'm not a scientist. Now, my wife, she's a scientist, and she's sort of my truth serum in this thing. And when she says, hey, the products really are backed by good science, then that gives me some comfort. Because in the law biz, I try cases all the time, and we hire experts. And I've got a whole stable of experts on, for example, tread and belt separation cases. I have a whole stable of experts on aviation crash cases. And I can go and feed the facts to the experts in the tread and belt separation cases, and I'll find one that supports my case. And that expert will, in essence, endorse my case. Similarly, the companies out there in the industry hire scientific folks to endorse their products. But one of the differences between Jeunesse and the rest of the industry is that the scientists on our scientific advisory board actually helped develop the products, not just endorse them. So Dr. Nathan Newman is a board-certified plastic surgeon in Southern California. He's quite well renowned in the area of plastic surgery, and his stem cell research and the research that he's incorporated into our products has caused the development of all of our Luminesce line. How cool is that? Dr. G.M. Papa, he himself is a Nobel Prize candidate. He's amazing. He's developed all the AMPM and Affinity products. That's pretty cool. Dr. Antoire, in combination with Mark McDonald, she has developed our Zen product line. Dr. Antoire is an MD and immensely credentialed based on all of the different subcategories of physicians' work that she has. She's got sports medicine certifications. She's got all sorts of certifications. Mark McDonald has been a well-recognized nutritionist for the stars. And if you've got Dr. Sanjay Gupta on CNN as the medical guy, well, Mark is the right hand of Sanjay Gupta as the nutritionist guy, and he's got a spot that appears regularly on CNN based on his nutrition stuff. And she and he combined to develop our Zen product line, not just to endorse it. So we have some things about our product line that's truly amazing. The Luminesce product line is a skincare line, and I've got to be honest with you, as a lawyer guy out in the sun all the time, I didn't really use the skincare product, any skincare products of any kind. But boy, I sure used the products that we have. Some of them, there's a couple of them. The moisturizer has an actual SPF rating of 30, and that's pretty cool. So I use that every day. We live on a lake in Houston, Texas. You don't think that I'm going to need some sun protection. I use the serum because I hopefully want to have fewer wrinkles. Right now, I'm starting to develop a lot of those wrinkles at 50+ years old, and it's nice to be able to have products that I can look at and say, well, maybe someday I won't look like a saddlebag with eyes. And these Luminesce products accomplish all that. My wife swears by them. And as importantly, you know, before we got involved in this Nest company, she was buying products from shopping malls just like probably many of you are. And she says, hey, these are price specific. The price points on these products are really good. I can actually buy from myself things that I was already purchasing at a price that's lower than the price that I was paying, and I have the confidence that it was all backed by quality science and good people. So that's something, and we have a whole bunch of before and after pictures that are very, very persuasive of folks like the people you see on the screen where their wrinkles actually disappear and the spots on their skin seem to go away. And hopefully you'll recognize some of those same benefits too when you start using the product. The Instantly Ageless is an amazing product, as I already mentioned to you. My wife uses it every day, and she's even so sold on it that she made a video herself. And we post it on social media regularly, and people refer to it because it makes her stuff go away too, wrinkles around her eyes, and she looks way better with it. So Instantly Ageless is an amazing product, and it's also, as I mentioned before, an amazing Notice Line product. Now, the Reserve product has outstanding antioxidant capacity. I believe it's been said that the Reserve product gives you enough antioxidants to be the equivalent of about 30 bottles of red wine. And I said, wow, you can get pretty toasted on 30 bottles of red wine. I can get my antioxidants with a packet of Reserve just as easily, and that's something that's a huge convenient way of enjoying the Reserve product line. And it's got it includes a product called resveratrol, and those of you who are familiar with resveratrol know the strong health benefits that accompany that. The A and PM pills are outstanding. As I mentioned to you before, they're developed by Dr. G. M. Papa, and he himself is a Nobel Prize nominee. The AM pills, I take them every day, 2 in the morning, and they're incredible. I feel a much bigger bounce in my step, feel sharper. It's really terrific. And then the PM pills, you sleep and have that deep REM sleep that you're not used to. And I frankly have a problem with sleeping, and the PM pills really help that. The Zen Project 8 is a great product line, and it's a great product line because it's got 3 phases. And the Zen Project is it's a weight management project, but the problem with weight management projects is typically, especially in this space, if you get involved with a weight management product and you reach your goals, then before too long, since you've accomplished your goals, you get off the product. But this product is designed to work into your life for the rest of your life. And so you start off with the Ignite phase, and the Ignite typically allows you, the Detox typically allows you to lose 7 to 10 pounds in that first week. And then the Ignite phase is the second phase, and it typically lasts for the next 3 weeks. And then you're starting to see some of the benefits, long-term benefits, of your commitment to this program. And then the Thrive allows you to live the rest of your life in a way that keeps that weight off. And so get with the person that invited you to this and learn more about it, because it's truly incredible. I guess when I look at this product line, I see a product line that satisfies all demographic needs. It has notice line products associated with it. It has products that people are already purchasing anyway. And it's the kind of products that you can get behind. So then what's next and most important about this to me? Well, as a lawyer, I wasn't really looking to get involved in a whole bunch of different products. I was looking to get involved with a company that I could make a significant amount of income from. But I also didn't want to be that guy who walks to the family barbecue and never gets invited back again because I'm puking Jeunesse or whatever the company is all over everybody in the room. So this company, the way we do it is very simple. It's like sharing a good movie with someone or a good restaurant with someone. We often do that. I ate at a great restaurant, I tell a friend about it, and they might go to that restaurant too. The difference is that when they go to that restaurant, I get nothing for it, no compensation at all. In this business, the model is designed to allow me to receive some economic benefit for referring or sharing this product or these products with other people. And this, once you start developing a business and making a business out of this, then you can start sharing the business opportunity with people too. And I got to tell you, that's kind of my passion. I share the opportunity with folks because this business has allowed me to get away from the practice of law. I now devote 90% of my time to this industry and about 10% of my time to the practice of law. A situation that I would have never envisioned 10, 12 years ago. I certainly never I had never laid in bed at night and dreamt of being a network marketer. I dreamt of being Clarence Darrow and Perry Mason and the best lawyer on the planet. But instead, I'm doing something that brings me far more joy and allows me to, instead of making money by defeating my opponent and making other people suffer in order for me to be successful, the only way I'm successful in this business is by making other people successful. And the intrinsic benefits that go along with that are frankly priceless, and they're non-quantifiable, but they're benefits that allow me to devote all of my energies to this business in a way that I never foresaw. And I hope that if you guys get involved in this business, you'll understand that you can do that too. But you might say, I'm too busy for this business. You'll hear that a lot. I know I said I was too busy for this business, but the more I witnessed the people doing this business and how they did it, the more I said, well, maybe I can make it work. Maybe I can squeeze this into the cracks and crevices of my day. Because when we got started in this business, I got 5 kids that are in college now. When we got started, I had 5 kids that were all at home. And my wife's mother and father lived with us as well. Her mother had Alzheimer's, and we were trying to keep her out of a nursing home. And I had 3 dogs, and those 3 dogs, one of them had 9 puppies. So we had 9 puppies, 3 dogs, 5 kids, 2 old folks. Linda and I both working full time. I said, honey, let's do Jeunesse. She said, are you out of your mind? There's no way I could do that. And I said, well, I think we can kind of squeeze it in the cracks and crevices of our day. And one of the ways that we're able to do that is because of technology. We could have never done this business 20 years ago before, what was it, Al Gore invented the internet. No, we had to have the internet. We had to have the technological advantages that would allow us to share this product in between all the other activities that we have, so that if we could just force ourselves to be as self-disciplined as we would have to be successful in any business, we could be successful in this business too. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, to wrap things up, the money side of it. I will promise you that what I'm going to tell you about the money side of it is going to be incomplete, because I can't go through the whole compensation plan in the 5 minutes or so that we have left to discuss this. But I can tell you generally about how you make the money in this business, and then get with the person that invited you to this call and get with them and have them discuss with you the details behind all of it. There's some terrific videos they can share with you that are put out by the Jeunesse Company, and there are some terrific visual aids that they can help you with to make you understand it. There's 6 ways to make income in the business. The first is retail sales. I will confess to you that I had no intention, and still have no intention, of ever going door to door and sharing any product with anybody. But one of the cool things about this is when you sign in for the $50 fee that it takes to be a part of this, when you sign in for that $50 fee, you get a replicated website. And that replicated website, when you share a product with somebody, and they say, gosh, I like this, I'd really like to have more of it, give them your business card that has the replicated website. They can go on and buy it. When they buy it at retail. You bought it at wholesale. And the cool thing about that is when they buy it at retail, Jeunesse deposits into your e-wallet the difference between wholesale and retail. That's what the retail sales component of this compensation plan is all about. The second component of the compensation plan is the first order bonuses, or the retail sales bonus. The retail sales bonus is a bonus that's given to people when they buy a package. It's given to the person who sponsors the person who buys a package that represents the level that they want to be involved in. So when you get involved with this and you want to pursue this as a business, the packages range anywhere from $200 to $1,100. And there are retail sales bonuses that range anywhere from $25 to $250, depending on what package is appropriate for you. Get with the person that invited you to this call and see what package is appropriate for you. I would tell you that if you're going to pursue this as a business, you need to take into account 2 considerations. One, the amount of products that you want to consume for yourself. I would suggest one of the larger packages because it encompasses all the products. I would never have known that I like the AM and PM pills so well had I not bought the package that included all of the products. And secondly, buy a package that has enough products in it that you can share those products with other people. If you have that, the evidence has shown over the years that if you buy a package that has a sufficient amount of products for you to witness the experience and then share that experience with others, and you still have enough product left over to share with other people, you're way more likely to be successful. The third component of the business is team commissions. And team commissions are probably the secret sauce behind this whole business, the whole industry. When you think about it, if I'm trying a lawsuit, I'm getting paid by the hour. As soon as that case is over, I stop getting paid for that case. Contrast that to, I don't know, my State Farm agent. My State Farm agent 19 years ago sold me a package of policies, and that package of policies was sold to me one time, and every month the premium comes out of my bank account and goes to State Farm, and every month my good friend that sold me those policies makes a commission on that particular sale. He sold it to me once, and 19 years later he's still making an income off of it. That's what team commissions are. We share this product with other people. They like the product, they reorder it over and over and over again, and then they get on the super secret sauce, which is called our convenience plan, and they set themselves up to have that product shipped to them every month, whatever combination of products that they want, and a commission comes to you each month for work that you did once. And so the team commissions combined with our convenience plan allows you to do work once and be rewarded many years into the future. That's the secret sauce in this business. I love the team commissions. The fourth component is the leadership matching bonus. The leadership matching bonus is what we get paid for helping other people be successful. In the law business, when I was successful to the detriment of someone else. In this business, the only way that I can be truly successful is when other people are successful too. The 2 components of that are appealing to me are, 1, helping other folks isn't necessarily a bad thing, and number 2, I feel a lot of intrinsic reward by helping other people be successful. And the leadership matching bonus means that if I help someone hit a certain number of cycles, I get a percentage of their cycles. The fifth component of this business is as those people produce more product flow through their business, if I have more customers, they kick that percentage up. So let's say a leadership matching bonus normally rewards me at 20% of the people that I sponsor into the business. I get 20% of the amount of, in essence, product flow that goes through their business. Well, if I have 5 customers, that percentage goes up to 25%. If I have 10 customers, that percentage goes up to 30%. So in addition to helping other people be successful, if I do that and maintain a certain number of customers on my customer list, I get a benefit for that too. And then finally is the diamond bonus pool. I'm an emerald in the business, and the way the ranks go, they start at executive, and then they go to jade, and then pearl, and then sapphire, and then sapphire elite, and then ruby, and then emerald, and then diamond. I'm an emerald in the business. I'm not a diamond. As the name suggests, participating in the diamond bonus pool requires me to be a diamond. I'm not there, but my sponsor's there, and he shared with me the kind of income he makes as a result of being a diamond, and I tell you, it's got enough to inspire me to want to run like a scalded monkey until I can achieve the diamond bonus pool, because that's a very generous way of rewarding the people who are really successful in this business. And I guess finally the thing that is amazing about my experience in the business is I grew up on a farm in Kansas, and I didn't get out of the county very much, and I certainly didn't get out of the state very much. And since I've been involved in Jeunesse, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Dubai, I've been to Hawaii, I've been to Orlando many times. I've been basically all around the world, and that has been something that I never foresaw as being beneficial. I travel a lot in the law job, but the law job was chasing cases around from state to state to state and rarely going into other countries. From time to time I'd go to Canada, from time to time to Mexico, vacation in Italy because my wife's Italian. But I never got to go around the world with somebody else paying for it and enjoying the camaraderie of people who were similarly yoked, similarly motivated. That lifestyle reward is something that I know that each of you will enjoy once you get to that point where you can enjoy it in the business. So I guess tonight, get with the person that invited you here. Choose a product package that's appropriate for you. Jump in on our convenience pay plan. It's previously been known as our auto ship program. It's now been changed to our convenience pay plan. Start using the products and then share the products with other people. And then start your new tomorrow right now. Your tomorrow doesn't have to be your yesterday. If what you're doing has some gaps in it, if maybe seeing your wife and seeing your kids a little bit more, participating in the things that they do from day to day, is something you'd like to have more of, if a little financial freedom is like what you'd like to have a little more of, if just enjoying the benefits of quality products is something that you'd like to have a little more of, then Jeunesse has something for you. I thank you very, very much for participating in our webinar tonight. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was informative. I hope you take the time to really drill down on some of the things that we've talked about so briefly tonight, and then I hope you get back to the person who invited you to this event tonight, and hopefully we'll be able to connect on the Jeunesse trails. Thanks for participating, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.